A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, the Twin Flame Universe. In this channeling session, I would be talking about the love that the runner is feeling towards the chaser. Obviously, after the chaser has stopped chasing, and there is a big shift in the energy of both of them because of that. Now, even though I know a lot of people ask these questions that should the DM be healed and how should I heal him, like women ask about their men. But first of all, let me explain to you guys that this DM and DF energy is not gender specific. A man can have divine feminine energy, even Vedic astrology proves that, and a woman can have male energy as per the Vedic astrology, right? Now, for these things can be discussed in personal readings. I cannot say this for everyone. So, if you want to check this out, you can take the Great Indian Twin Flame Astrology reading, which is a combination of human design code, your specifics like if you are a male or a female as per the human design, what's your animal and what's your gana. Gana means are you having more of asur energy, are you having more of human energy, or you're a dev energy, which is the gods and goddesses, they are called Dev and Devi. So that energy. And there are various combinations and permutations also. Even if you have any of these, if there are other planets in right place and right understanding, then also it's fine. Okay. There are some people who have a very strong Venus, which Venus means Venus is Shukra. Shukra is the guru of asuras. Even if you have that, but in your other planets are like Saturn or Jupiter, or strong planets are Mercury, then the effect of Venus is not going to be the same as it would be otherwise if those planets, if those combinations and permutations apply. Okay. And also every twin flame over here on this planet is here for something specific, which is to contribute in the ascension journey. Okay, so when you contribute, when you're here specifically for that particular job, you need to know what is your life purpose on planet Earth, what is your mission, what is your role. And I've been talking about mission work since very long. So that also you can help, you can use Vedic astrology for that, you can use human design for that, because human design also clearly specifies the roles. Then you can take one guidance from chakra cards oracle, and you can take one guidance from tarot. And if you are looking only specifically for tarot reading, which is intuitive plus tarot reading, it's also a very effective reading, a very fun reading. All the readings that I do and all the therapies I do, they happen on video calls. So there is no thing like writing over the emails, giving the answers like that, or sending you a link which you have to open and then few videos will open up. It's not like that. I love to do one-on-one work with people because that's how I get access to their energy, which I can read after that, and it's for their healing. It's best. Otherwise, on email or on some text message, it's not easy for me to figure it out. Text messages is good for counseling. So you can take counseling also. There are various types of counseling sessions. Video counseling is there, audio counseling is there, text counseling is there. So all of that is also there. Okay. So individually you can find that out. Now, for everyone which is present over here, let me tell you one thing very clearly, that a lot of power is in the hand of chaser. In fact, in the runner-chaser dynamic, all power to change the dynamic is in the hands of chaser. So whosoever is the chaser in the relationship, by that you need to figure out. I think most of the times people get confused because they think that divine masculine energy is only in male and feminine energy is only in females. That's why people get confused. That's not the right way to look at it, to be honest. Now over here, what's happening is that whosoever was running away, now that person is feeling a lot of love for the person who was chasing them, because the chaser is no longer interested in chasing them. The chaser is in love with them. That's not a changed situation still, but the chaser has grown a lot because of inner work. Okay, so they don't want to do anything which is emotionally driven or where they have to make an effort. They know now by faith, and they know now because of inner work, thanks to inner work, that they've healed that inner child, the wounded inner child, which was causing them to chase a person. So slowly and gradually, it's like there's no pacifying or anything. It's not like somebody is upset in this channeling. Both are in a very balanced zone. So the masculine is telling the feminine over here that, we are getting popular as a couple. Don't you think? Like, people are getting to know about it. And it could be also possible, my friends, that these two people, after getting into a long time separation, they came back and then they took bit more time, as in they came back, they started talking to each other. They first, it was a hi, like, hi, how are you, long time, and then the other is like, yeah, hi. The one is trying to figure out. So when the runner comes back, runner is also trying to test. So everything that happens in the first, second, third stage, after there is recognition. Now let me also tell you some new things which you have not heard in probably some other channels. The new thing is that first one person recognizes, there is testing, there is crisis, there is runner chaser dynamic, there is a lot of pain, suffering, separation. And when the surrender happens, surrender, illumination, all of that can happen, or even surrender only can happen. The runner then recognizes the chaser, and then they get into testing and crisis situation. But this time it is an individual testing and crisis situation. It's not a group dynamic or a team or a two people dynamic. So they are basically trying to test the chaser again. They will do that again. That's what they do. Okay, that's what they always do. And this time when they do it, the chaser does not get excited by their behavior, their presence, their coming and going. They will come and go again. They might. Because the universe is also putting the chaser through the test. Okay, so testing and crisis, that's why some people ask me this question. It's a very intelligent question. Those who have asked this question, they are very intelligent, I must say that. Because they've asked me that what is the difference between runner chaser dynamic and testing and crisis. Because don't both these things sound very similar? Because if there's testing and there's crisis, then what happens in runner chaser? Isn't it the same thing? So that's not the same thing, because in the testing situation, the partner, so it's always the chaser first who does the testing. Initially when they meet, now let's go back to the initial thing. When they meet, the chaser is definitely not, what's this noise? Sorry. The chaser is not sure that this is my twin flame, right? So they do a lot of things where they try to determine whether this person is my twin flame or not. And in some cases, because they've been in false twin relationships before, or they met a few karmics before, or it was so difficult for them to get love. The same love which was readily available to them before they got into the ascension work. Now the same thing is so difficult. Why? Because they are also desperate for it. But when it comes to the twin flame is around them. Sometimes like a real person, sometimes like a shadow, sometimes like a ghost. So they get confused with it. Okay. The chasers also meet karmics. Those who tell me, being chasers, that we never met karmics, ever since we met our twin flame, we were only devoted and dedicated to the twin flame. Well, that devotion and dedication only happens after complete surrender, total surrender, okay? And total surrender only will lead to a permanent union, not a harmonious. Harmonious union is different. So guys, that's why I say this twin flame journey is a long journey. It's not a short journey. It's not a 6 month, 7 month crash course in love sort of a journey. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And that's how universe tests people. A smart person, a smart chaser, who was a chaser, is a person who has otherwise been a runner in all other relationships. Okay. But it only came when it came to the twin flame, they didn't behave how they behaved with other people. If you agree with this, please comment about it, okay? Because in the other dynamics, other relationships which didn't work out, obviously, they were the ones who were shying away from commitment, or they were the ones who were having that player energy, or like, I don't care, I'm like this or I'm like that. But when it came to the twin flame, they lost their marbles, basically. They lost the plot. And they did try to test them, because this twin flame business is sometimes very tricky for some people, and it's always different for different people. No individual story is same, So when they do this testing, they realize that, yeah, this person is better than others, and it is possible that this person could be the one for me. Like, this is where my search ends for a life partner or for true love and this and that, okay? But unfortunately, we all know that doesn't happen. So there is a lot of push and pull. Now, this is not runner-chaser dynamic, okay? The testing and crisis is when both of them are very sure about each other, and then, after figuring it out. So testing is the phase when they figure it out, if this is the one for me or not. So that is the time they don't play games. They are very patient. Especially the chaser is very patient with the runner, okay? And there is no runner-chaser dynamic going on at that time. At that time, it's like we both like each other, they both like each other, they both want to know each other, they both, somehow tolerate each other's problems also, if there are any, because they are so enamored by each other. Then, when life throws the lemons at them and they don't know how to turn it into a lemonade, that's when the problem happens, because they are like, this lemon is too sour, now what do I do? Or, it's not what I had expected. I was expecting a sweet candy, a chocolate cake, a chocolate truffle cake from life. What is this? Why do they send lemons to us? Later on, they realize that lemons are very good for health, and actually they are much better than chocolate or any other junk food. If you drink lemonades every day, people say, doctors also say this, that it keeps your system very healthy because it has vitamin C, and this vitamin C is in the form of a lemonade. It is a gut cleanser. If you literally drink a lemonade every day, you'll be a very healthy person. But don't mix it with dairy products or something, okay? Anyway, so even though I was trying to be metaphorical about the lemonade, but I ended up giving you a health tip. It's a bonus, actually. So, so what I'm trying to say here is that then when this whole testing is over and life gives them some, like bummer, these two people, that's when they go like, oh no, this is not meant for me. And who does that more? It's actually the runner. And why does the runner does that? Because the chaser starts freaking out. Because when this crisis is thrown at them, the chaser feels that this person is going to leave me and this person is not going to be with me because there is a problem, and this problem is too big to be solved, or they don't have that much self-love yet, okay? Then this game of Tom and Jerry starts, after that. The Tom and Jerry game, I call it Tom and Jerry, the runner chaser, because both of them are very much interested in each other. Both of them want to trouble each other. Both of them are playing games with each other. Both of them are hurting each other. Both of them are enjoying that. But still, it happens continuously. Then in the surrender phase, and when the coming back happens, then after the coming back also, now I know some of you must be thinking, oh my god, there is a lot happening even after coming back. Yes, it never stops. That's the fun of it, right? That's why you love this person. Go and meet any married couple and ask them, how do they work their marriage? Because they keep it, fun and interesting. Otherwise, you'll get bored of the same person. So they come back and now they are going to throw baits at them. Like, they'll say hi. That's it. No, I'm just giving an example. Not everyone does that. I'm just trying to tell you. Like, in your situation, you can see whatever the bait is. Or they'll say hi, how have you been? Or they'll ask questions like, had you forgotten me? Do you still think about me? Blah, blah, blah. And the chaser is now very smart because they've gone through some cycles before. So they go like, when they say hi, how have you been, they just go like good. Or they'll, and it's not a trick, guys, these are not tricks that I'm giving to you. This has to happen, because imagine you being chasing someone for such a long time and they vanish on the face of earth. Okay, from the face of earth they vanish. Just in case in between you have a weak moment and you contact them, then also they never act like, they really matter, you really matter to them. So how do you believe that their hi, how are you means anything? Or you sometimes wonder that they are so, like, look at their audacity also. First they tell me to get lost, they tell me to never contact again, they tell me whatever things, then they ignore me for such a long time, and then out of the blue they appear from nowhere and they ask me, hey, hi, how are you, or whatever, what's up, or this or that, a long time no see, something very like casual they would say. So they'll also be like, hi, yeah, good, fine. Then there will be some more attempts, like some more effort is made, courage is shown, because even the runner realizes that it's been too long, or something has happened, something has shifted, something has changed. Now maybe it was me in the past who was immature, who was not able to understand it. Like, at least now they're thinking that it could be them also. Otherwise they always thought that it's the chaser also who's at fault. So they make this courageous move, which I personally feel is, no move is courageous until unless the effort is not repeated. So they need to prove it to the chaser that they really do mean it. They don't just want to come, do a peekaboo and then disappear again. So the chaser needs that type of respect has to be shown. So then they'll ask, and then the chaser can also straight away ask in some cases, like, why are you messaging me after so long? Like, what happened? What's up? The more real you get, the more real you are, the better it would be for you. And don't be scared, like, okay, if I say this, what's gonna happen? Just be yourself, okay? Just be yourself. Respect the God in you. Respect source in you. If somebody has disrespected you, they've not disrespected you, they've disrespected unconditional love, which is not something that is given to other people. It's not like peanuts. It's not very cheap and readily available. It is a commodity which is very priceless and very expensive. After so many years, after so many incarnations, or after, coming in for ascension work, you can offer unconditional love to people, or you can just simply give it to them. If the other person is not mature enough to take it or understand it, it's not your fault, you don't have to bend over too much. So then here also, this is the same energy of this channeling. The whosoever was Rana, it could be the man, it could be the woman. In this channeling, I'm being shown it's the man. Okay, so I'm not saying that others cannot go with it, but this is what I feel. So here the person is saying that, see, now that we've started hanging out together, we are getting slightly popular. It could be in front of the neighbors, because he's noticing that the neighbors are noticing him coming and going out of the female's house, or it is the family members, or it is the relatives, or it is their pictures on Instagram, whatever it is, like somewhere. Mostly it should be physical, according to me, like in walking, waking, talking, bodily reality, whatever. So he is trying to basically get a reaction from her. Okay, so he's saying that, what do you think about it? And then he even sort of makes a request that now that we are getting so popular amongst our people, now I'll tell you one more thing, which is a very strong possibility here. It's because the feminine is not willing to show him around or introduce him to her circle. She's not ready yet. But he is making those moves, like he's probably taken her out for dinner and bumps into his parents or his siblings or some of his cousin or somebody. Maybe it was pre-planned, or maybe it just happened out of the blue. But it just happened and they get to know about it. Or maybe he is sharing her pictures on his group or some other place. Maybe he's put a display picture with her. But she's not done any of this. This time around she's not doing, because in the past she has done a lot of these things and it did not work well for her. She got to go through a lot of pain and years of pain actually. For some people, 2 years, 3 years of separation. For some people, even though the separation was less, but even the time, the contact time, like when you get out of no contact zone, even that was very long. So she's not very happy about it. She doesn't feel like she can truly go out, all out and all, even though she has the love in her heart. In the heart, she has love, and if she wants, she thinks, if I have to believe this love, then I need to be like normal. I cannot be so excited. So he is also trying to tell her indirectly that so many people know about us, at least in my circle. Don't you think now you should commit to me? You should not go away from me. Like, you should just give me some sort of a, like a proof of it, like we are together. So she says that she's not in the mood actually, but they are not doing it in a sulky way. Like some people do it in a very sulky way. That's not the case with her. She's just like enjoying and she's smiling at him, and she goes like, why you want to talk about all this? Yeah, let's just take it slow. Like you took it so slow at one point in time, and she's not saying it to him. She's thinking about it in her heart that he's taken it so slow. He's literally put a full stop into it at one point. Now he's asking me to hurry up. That's not gonna work. And I'm not gonna be scared of losing him again. Fine. If he has to go again, then please go again. And if he has to come back again, then again he has to make the same or more efforts. Or maybe who knows what I do, I'm not gonna give any guarantee to anyone. So he is telling her that I cannot be without you. Like I want to be with you. And I just want to feel it, like from your side also, that the feeling is mutual. Okay. And then indirectly, in some cases, it could also be like he is asking her to live in with him, move in with him, engage with him, or marry him, or anything. Or even if she commits to him, like a girlfriend-boyfriend situation, he's like, at least we can spend time together. We can be with each other. I can spend like some few hours with you at one go. I can stay over at your place. And he's not saying it in a physical way, like not in a sexual way, but he's saying that generally I can spend time with you because I really want to spend time with you now. Okay. Why can't I? Like at least, yes, there was a time, and he's also having this feeling that she's still not forgiven me fully. So he says to her that I know that in the past I misunderstood you and I had to pay a price for it. I did pay a price for it. Maybe I went through a bad relationship, or maybe I fell sick, or maybe something happened that I got my lesson. So now don't you think, and he's not saying it like don't you think, he's like don't you think that you should, or don't you feel like doing the same things with me which I feel like doing. So he's also telling her that, there are so many stars in the sky, but there's only one moon. And you are that moon. I might look at the sky and I might say, wow, it's a beautiful sky, but I want the moon. And I don't know how will I do without you? Like imagine. She's also thinking, imagine, like this is very deep. I just stopped thinking about him. And I completely gave up on him, and I stopped chasing him mentally, physically, emotionally, in all possible ways. And he's now telling me that I am his moon. Like, is it even real? So for her also, it's not easy to digest it as of now. That yes, all of it is actually happening, like back to how it should have been. So she is all the time, she's just listening to him, and she's like, fine, okay, alright, okay. So he's asking questions and she's just not getting into a fight mode, but she's getting into a smile mode. There's a difference in a fight mode and a smile mode. Sometimes you don't want to answer the questions, so you answer them with a smile, or you tell that person, why are you doing this? Don't do this. I'll do it later. Okay, fine. We'll talk about it. So there's a nicer way of dodging the question. So she's dodging the questions, but in her heart she is thinking that I need a bit more than this to figure it out. So this is where the channeling ends. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.